Welcome to Age of Listening channel. We are looking into, I'm getting my stick figures out again, but what we're going to be talking about is, and I don't know who said it first, so I'm really sorry because I know it wasn't me, but the phrase, where attention goes, energy flows. And sometimes when we are sitting in fear and drama that surrounds us, it's like, what do we do, what do we do? And what we tend to do is buy into the drama and get involved in the drama instead of recognizing that it's drama and walking away from drama and separating ourselves away. So I wanted to give you, it's sort of a two-slotted, we'll do one first, and then if I have time I'll move over here. But I wanted to first, before we go into this, tell you why I'm giving this opinion, because of my background. A little bit. I'll give you a little bit of my background. I tried to do this before and I went on way too long, so I'm going to be a bit more succinct. But I learned from a very early age that I was able to disengage myself emotionally from those around me who I could see were full of drama and uncontrolled emotions. And I knew from an early age that that was them and it wasn't me. And in psychology they would probably say that I was disengaging from my emotions and that I was swallowing or dampening down my emotions. But I swear to you, I wasn't. It was a survival tactic, definitely, but I was able to see that it was them and not me. So I wasn't numbing myself down. I was literally putting some emotional, putting a divide, sort of this spiritual circle that you often see me use. I put that around me because I knew it was them and not me, and I couldn't physically get out of the way. I couldn't physically remove myself, but I could put this protective bubble around me. I honestly don't know. Well, I do know. But I was very, very spiritual from the time I was born. And that wasn't on me. I didn't do anything. That's just me. That's just between me and my oversoul or my guide or my higher self. Luck of the draw. I don't know. But I'm not blowing myself up to be something I'm not. I'm just telling you that's the way it was. So I feel very privileged because I had help. But I intuitively knew what to do, and it really kept me sane, when actually I should have been an absolute mess. Anyway, so let's do the first picture, shall we, that I had. I do want to get on to emotions and fear, and show you how to deal with that, because it's really, really important to remove yourself from fear, because nothing gets produced from it. It's the lowest level of emotion that you can reside yourself in. It is a poison tree, and nothing good is ever going to grow from it. And so rather than start halfway up the tree, let's just go straight to the root of most of the problems that we live in, which is fear. It all boils down to fear. So you can have somebody that is showing an emotion of jealousy, but it still boils down from an innate fear. right? You can have someone who's angry, yeah, but it still comes from fear. So everything stems from it. So let's deal with that emotion, and then hopefully everything else should be a breeze. But there was this film, I've not watched it yet, but Chaos Walking, I've heard, but I somebody quoted it, and so it was so amazing that I've written it down. I put it on my desk in front of me. The noise, any noise, but the noise is a man's thoughts unfiltered, and without a filter, a man is just chaos walking. And when I look at the spiritual lessons, I'm not saying I'm a spiritual guru and leader, far from it. I have a small little life that I live with my guide, and when I can help people, I help, and when, you know, but I'm not putting myself up as any spiritual guru, but I have learned lessons that I see hardly anyone practicing, and especially over the last 3 years, it has been literally en masse chaos walking, unfiltered words, unfiltered thoughts, unfiltered emotions. There has been no self-control, no ability for sympathy, compassion in putting yourself on other people's, you know. I mean, there's a saying, I think, in psychology, or counselling there is, don't put yourself in someone's shoes. You can't, you might be able to put, no, you might be able to put your feet in someone else's shoes, but you can't put your feet in their socks, something like that. And what it basically means is that, I mean, everyone needs to mind their own business at the end of the day. And nobody's minding their own business. Everyone is, and oh, I shouldn't say everyone, a lot of people, I'm over exaggerating, sorry, overgeneralizing, sorry. But what I am seeing is the majority of people either fixated on drama and not looking at themselves, or they're fixated on their emotions and they're not thinking about their own life and their own emotions and learning to control those emotions. And so you have a 2-point system, where if you're in drama, you need to be able to disengage from it. If you are in your emotions, you need to disengage from your emotions. Now, in psychology, I'm not talking about dampening down, being in denial. I'm talking about stepping back from your emotions, taking a breath, and actually, instead of reacting from an emotional standpoint, it's about it's stepping back and thinking about it with some compassion or logic. If you can summon up either of those two, that would be great. So I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was talking about, well, we were just talking, and I got this mental picture. And so whenever my oversoul, my guide in life, gives me a picture, I have to take notice of it. And so when you have drama that you are either a willing or an unwilling participant in other words, you can't escape it, what you have to do is to protect your energy with a boundary. And I always, from a little girl, I was always able to understand the concept of being, putting myself in a bubble, mental picture of a metaphorical bubble. I mean, when I was a little girl, I used to hide because I could see dead people. Can't anymore, thank goodness. But when I was young, I could. And so I would kind of hide in a real cupboard or a blanket box or wardrobes, closets, anywhere. But not that I can remember it physically, but I must have taken that concept of because I felt protected when I was in those places. I would feel so protected I'd fall asleep. And so somehow I understood before I'd learnt anything in psychology, before I learnt anything, there isn't anything that I've learnt from counselling or psychology that has taught me a thing that my guide hasn't already taught me. They validate sometimes, in the sense that I think there's failings in psychology and counselling, but I've always found that they back up in part to what my guide has always taught me, and rather than the other way round. So this is somebody there's drama all around, okay, coming at you. And you can be sat in a room with an angry person. You can be sat in a room with somebody who's just, I don't know, just being mean or whatever. And you can mentally just kind of, I was saying to my friend about this, just disengage, go to a happy place, you know, and learn to sit as that like Buddha pose, and just go hum, you know, without actually doing it. And because I've always known that this life is about understanding emotions, and as Dolores Cannon said, limitations. And for me, my guide was always about the game in this life. The purpose of this life is about learning to control your emotions in spite of your surroundings. And it's kind of something I'm constantly saying, and to people. So my friend, she said to me, oh, well, you know, when I'm, so when she was in labour, she kind of pictured the Bahamas, and she's sitting on the beach with a deck chair, and she disengaged herself from the pain of labour by going to that place. So she knew the benefit of disengaging. And often, picture this as the sun, and there's the waves, okay, and there's the beach. So when you disengage from that, that's okay, and there's place for that. And dealing with pain, that's very beneficial in doing hypnobirthing, or if you just have arthritis or whatever. It's very, very good. But people often do this for meditation, and I'm always like, well, you've taken yourself away, but you've just taken yourself away, but this is where you go to the next stage. And I said to her, you know, if you wish to you know, put this protective bubble around, disengage from the drama, and just go off somewhere, then you've got a deck chair and you're lying on the beach and you're looking at the sun. This is the perfect opportunity to put another deck chair next to you on the beach and have your oversoul, your higher self, or your guide, picture it next to you on the beach, and start having a conversation with that guide and saying, okay, what do you want me to do with this person? How do you want me to react to this person? I don't need to go through this whole rigmarole, but that's what I'll I do without going through all the rigmarole, without going through all the steps. When I have clients, I don't need to go to a happy place. I don't need to picture a deck chair. I don't need to picture my guide sitting there, because it's a resonance. It's a frequency that I can get into straight away. So as long as my frequency is that metaphorical beach in the Bahamas, sorry, alarm went off, I can just back again. I can just slip into it, and I've got a client in front of me, and I just say, okay, what is it that I need to hear? And that frequency, I'm used to it because it's habitual. I know how to get to that place because I just have to get in the zone, so to speak. But anyway, so I said to my friend, well, when you are in drama, you have to go within to protect your energy. And you protect that energy with a boundary. And that's where she brought up about, you know, hypnobirthing. And I said, yeah, that will do. That will do. And when you're on your own, but the drama is, you know, imminent, or the drama, you know, you've taken yourself out of the drama, but you know you've got to deal with it. I said that's the time where you can sit on your bed, or go for a walk or something, and you can take that time to go to your happy place. But you do need to actually get a second deck chair, and you do need to picture, and you need to ask. I don't like the word need, but that is the beneficial time anyway for you to ask the deep questions in order to get an answer. Otherwise, what are you doing? You are just having a 10-minute break, and then you're back in the drama again. So I always sort of, the next step up is not meditation. The next step up is getting into a meditative state in order to have your guide with you, so that you can hear what it is you need to do to be able to disengage from the drama. One is proactive, and the other one is just having a 10-minute break. You're just having a fag break outside of work. Otherwise, you've still got to go back in, and you're no more stronger, wiser, or anything else, or empowered. The second thing that picture that I saw was when drama is inside of you. So this is when the drama is outside. This is when the drama is inside, coming from you. You need to push that energy out. Okay, so this is the person. A lot is going on inside their head. They are run by their emotions. It's supposed to be a heart. And they have to learn to push that energy, that sort of negative energy that is going on in their head. They need to push it out, learn to push it away from them, learn to step away, learn to step out of that emotional state or that drama-filled state. And that is by either distraction, learning to use that muscle of distraction, and it can be hard initially because you keep coming back to it, or it's refocusing it onto something that you want. So let's put those two words here. So with distraction and refocusing, they are quite different and quite opposite. So with distraction, okay, so A, distraction, that is where when the drama is inside of you, you know your own drama, you know you're overthinking. That's where you go, okay, I'm not going to think about this, I am going to go do some knitting, I'm going to switch on the TV, I'm going to, and the TV and films is a very good distraction. It's meant to be a distraction. But it can be going into the garden, it can be going to the shops, it can be cooking dinner, whatever, okay? So you're mentally taking yourself out of A and putting yourself into B. You're moving. Now, refocusing, some people see that as, oh, that's the same thing, isn't it? No. Refocusing is kind of doing the work that you'll have learnt from being on the beach. Refocusing is saying, okay, I'm doing it again. Why am I doing it? I'm trying to be in control again. I've got to learn to let go. I've got to learn to forgive. And I need to move forward. That's refocusing. And if you can do that, then whether the drama is inside or inside or outside, you have some tips here on how to move that energy and keep that energy, the bad energy, away from you, and push it and keep it outside of you, and then the good energy you can bring into you and keep close to you. But the secret is you control the energy totally. You control the energy. So if you walk into a place where you go, oh, the energy felt bad, well, I have a contentious issue with that, and I'll tell you why. I have a lot of thoughts on the whole empath movement. Being empathic, or being called, classing yourself as an empath, has been an excuse to say that this is not possible. I used to class myself for years as being an empath. To me, I don't think it exists. And if you go to my channel, go to my website, I actually write on it, when is an empath an empath? When is an empath not an empath? Very contentious. I don't know that many people that are talking about it. But what I generally see, having met many empaths and having classed myself as an empath once, I can say with a certain amount of 100% clarity here. I'm going to put my I'm putting my hand on my truth, and I'm going to say I've yet to meet an empath who is either A, they are psychic, just psychic, right? Or B, they're not psychic. What they are is somebody who is not in control of their energy. They are not in control of their emotions, and subsequently they're not in control of the drama and the frequencies and the energy that surround drama. And they have most likely been brought up in traumatic or abusive upbringings. When I see the vast amount, well, all of the empaths, they've all been brought up trauma-filled, and subsequently they have been tuned, finely tuned to fear. And when they sense something that could possibly bring them into danger, all of their spider senses come on. And then what they do is they project it onto everybody else, which is totally opposing the spiritual life lesson that we're supposed to learn on Earth. So if it's so spiritual, why is the empath community pushing forward a movement which is counterproductive to what the path of spirituality should be, which is learning to control your emotions and learning how to control those emotions within an earthly experience that is full of limitations, and how to succeed in life for our life plan, whatever that may be, or life plans, whatever that may be, whilst having to deal with limitations, which include learning to control our emotions. Doesn't make sense. So one of my life plans is, on this earthly game we're in, is to push forward the fact that we need to learn how to step away from other people's emotions and frequencies and drama, and to be able to sit in our own good energy and positive energy, whilst also at the same time, through distraction and refocusing, learn to deal and harness, which is the Chariot card, the teenager Chariot card, meaning of how to master the dramas that are within. And going back to this film quote from Chaos Walking, the noise is a man's thoughts unfiltered, and without a filter, a man is just chaos walking. I was going to do this too, but I think I'm going to do this on a separate video. But hopefully some of that sinks in. This is level 1. Level 1. Because of spiritual growth and spirituality. Because if you can't be in control of what comes at you and be at peace, and then not being able to control your own thoughts and feelings from within you, then any spirituality or any words that you may get from your guide is going to pass through the filter of your emotions. And the one thing that you have to be able to learn as a spiritual person is to be emotionally detached, personally emotionally detached, because you'll come to people and they will, or rather people come to you and they'll be totally different from you. They'll have totally different thoughts and feelings. They are different sort of political affiliations. They might be everything you can't stand as far as ideologies, everything else. You've got to be able to see them as a human soul and not care at all what they look like, think, feel, or anything else. That is emotionally detaching yourself. I mean, I have it. I still have it occasionally. I might see somebody and I'll just go, do you know what? I haven't a clue. I haven't any intuition about this person whatsoever. I'm getting nothing. And there's two reasons for that. They're a raving narcissist, or actually not a narcissist, a psychopath. If they're a psychopath or a sociopath and they really just don't have a soul, they're just an empty vessel. Really, they're a waste of breath at this point. They are just toxicity in a jar, in a human fleshy jar. I just don't get anything. I can't read them because there's nothing there to read. Or I can't read them because of fear. I could have had a crappy morning. I could have, something could have happened. I'm not in the right place. Drama is within me. Yeah. Or I've had to deal with drama and I've not yet processed myself enough to get myself back to an even keel. And so because of that, I'm literally in fear because I'm about to meet a client and I don't have anything for them. That is a call to me to do A or B and just trust. Disengage the gear. Think of gear sticks. Yeah, you've got a gear stick that says reverse and drive, right? Or a picture, there's one that says fear. So the gear stick is in fear. I've got to disengage that and move it up to faith. And it's easy as a 2-second job. I just have to recognize that that's what it is. Move it into faith, breathe out, and then it's really amazing. Then I get the information that I need. Unless they're a raving psychopath. But anyway, I hope that helps. And I think I'm definitely going to do this bit in a separate video because there isn't time. All right, hopefully that helps somebody. Bye.